Welcome to the next edition of Grammar for You. That would be for you. That's not even a for. There's for you. Today we're talking about pronouns equals professional nouns. That's what pronouns means, the pronoun. No, that's absolutely not correct. That's not what pronouns mean. Let's talk about pronouns. So what are pronouns? Whoop, whoop. These are pronouns. There's a whole conglomerate of pronouns sitting right here. Pronoun is a part of speech that takes place of a noun. Glad to have you with us because without the pronoun, the world would be a little different place. Here, let me show you. Here's a little quote from a 6th grader friend of mine. Imagine a world without pronouns where everyone is covered in Christmas lights. Ha! That'd be fun. 'Tis the season. So imagine, if you will, folks, imagine if there were no pronouns. Forget the Christmas lights. Everyone's walking around not using pronouns in language. It would sound something like this. When Jimmy got home from school, Jimmy's dog, Chuck, had lost Chuck's toy. Jimmy noticed that Chuck had chewed up Jimmy's family's furniture that Jimmy's family worked hard to get. Jimmy's family's furniture was ruined. How would Jimmy, John, Joe, Jill, and Joseph be able to replace Jimmy's family's furniture? Oh! So as you can see, with the use of pronouns, we don't have to end up using language that looks like this. Good grief. So as we begin our lesson looking at pronouns, number one, first, Lois. The first thing we need to know is the noun that replaces, I'm sorry. Hello? Thank you. Back to you. First. That was second. This is first. The noun that the pronoun replaces is known as the antecedent. The antecedent. This is the noun in the sentence that the pronoun replaces. Good vocabulary word to remember. Antecedent. Got to know this one. And now that we know antecedent, let's jump in right to our first type of pronoun we're going to discuss today, and that is the personal pronoun. There are 3 types of personal pronouns we're going to focus on. The first one being subject pronouns, second being object pronouns, and then possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns, like possessive people. It's just all about the ownership and all about them. But hey, we'll come back to those, talk to those about yes, thank you. We'll talk about those in a minute. The first one we're going to talk about today is the subject pronoun, the first personal pronoun. Subject pronoun, it's used as the subject of the verb in a sentence. It is used, we can see the sample sentence over here, but let's look at some of the we've seen before. I, he, she, it, they. These all become the subject of the sentence and the subject of the verb in the sentence. So, for instance, she likes to play soccer. I like to play soccer. Am I off task? No, not quite yet. So, she being our subject pronoun of the sentence, taking the place of whatever noun that might be. Maybe it's the person's name, maybe it's the girl, depends on which we're going to be. But the subject pronoun, what you need to remember is a subject pronoun is used as the subject of the verb or the subject of the clause in a particular sentence. And next we have object pronouns. Object pronouns are used for just about everything else except maybe fuel for your vehicle. I don't know. They're used as direct objects, indirect objects, object of prepositions, the kitchen sink, your mother's favorite blanket. Okay, maybe not that much. But so they're used for just about everything else in this sentence when they take these words take the place of nouns. And so we have him, her, them, us, it, me, and there are some others that are going to be used. Look at our sample sentence over here. The soccer ball was kicked to her. As you can see, the ball is the subject, right? And because this is the object of the sentence or the object of this prepositional phrase, this to her, this becomes an object pronoun, okay, or an objective style pronoun. Last but not least, not first but last not least. That, I don't know what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'm sorry. Possessive pronouns used to show ownership with no apostrophe needed. Batteries not included, no apostrophe needed. So possessive pronouns in order to show ownership. And we've seen some of these. It's my, it's mine, it's hers, it's his, it's yours. It's, their, our, all kinds of possessive pronouns to show ownership. Typically they come before some other noun. And as you can see in our sample sentence, she scored her first goal of the season. She would be our subject pronoun. All right. And she scored what? She scored a goal. This is another noun, but we show possession or ownership by using a possessive pronoun, her, possessive pronoun. And we can label it with if however you want to label it, however your teacher specifically asks you to label it. But we'll do possessive pronoun here, possessive pro, like professional. Yeah, that's fun. All right, so possessive pronouns used to show ownership with no apostrophe needed in order to use those. So there you have it. There you know. Personal pronouns, 3 different types. We've got subject, acting as the subject of the verb. The object pronoun, pretty much acting as everything else. And our possessive pronouns being the pronouns that show ownership. Little cartoon for you have with a little Neanderthal guy here talking to his woman. What woman have? And she, of course, says, while you were hunting, I was gathering parts of speech. Here, try a pronoun. Ha! Totally hilarious. See you next time for our next set of pronouns.